Hey guys, I want to talk to you about one of the most misunderstood metrics in the world of OnlyFans, and that is your chatting ratio. Now, I know that you've probably heard people throw it around. My chatting ratio is 20-1, or we keep a 15-1 chatting ratio. Like this is some kind of gold standard. Your chatting ratio doesn't actually tell you how successful your chatting actually is, at least not on its own. So if you're relying on your ratio alone, this might be hurting you more than it's helping. So in this video, I'm going to break down a few things about your chatting ratio, like why it's wildly misleading, what numbers you should be tracking instead, and how to evaluate your chat performance the right way. So first off, we need to talk about why the chatting ratio doesn't mean what people think it does. So let's define it down really quick. The chatting ratio is the number of messages that you send out compared to how many messages you receive back. So if you send out 200 messages and get 20 replies, well, that is a 10-1 ratio. It's simple math, it sounds clean, and it can look impressive. But here's the problem. The number only looks good on paper, but it tells you absolutely nothing about what really matters, and that is the money, right? So let me give you a real world example. Let's say that you have two chatters on your account. Chatter A sends 500 messages a day. They get 100 replies. That's a really good chatting ratio. It's 5-1. And then you have chatter B. They send out only 130 messages and get 20 replies. Their ratio is a 6.5-1. Now someone might look at this on paper and go, wow, chatter A is really doing well. But what if we say that chatter A only made $80 that day? Well, chatter B made 420. Well, now we're talking about a different story, right? You could have the perfect chatting ratio, like a 3-1, and still be broke because the ratio doesn't show quality, it doesn't show intent, and it definitely doesn't show you your conversions. It's just math about your messages, and without content, it's borderline useless. All right, so you're probably wondering, if we're not tracking our ratio, what's the right move? Well, here's what we actually look at when we're evaluating our chats here at the Bunny Agency. There are 3 core metrics that we pay attention to that tell us if a chatter or a strategy is working, and a few bonus ones that give us even more insight, and I want to break it down for you. So one of the first things we want to look at is our revenue per message sent. Now this is simple to check out, and it's very powerful. You want to take the amount of money that you brought in from a chat and then divide it by the number of messages sent. So why is this important? Because it shows you how efficient you are. If you're sending out 300 messages and earning $900 back, that's amazing. That's $3 per message. It's solid. But if you're sending out 900 messages and only earning $270, that's 30 cents per message. It doesn't matter how fast you type if the messages don't make you money. Well, at that point, you're just sending out noise. And this could be the difference between a sustainable income or you getting burnout. Now let's talk about our PPV conversion rate. Now this one is a non-negotiable. Every time that you drop a PPV, whether you're doing it for $5 or $50, you better be tracking it. I'm talking about tracking how many subscribers received it, how many opened it, and then how many actually paid for it. The goal here isn't to just sell, but to sell smart. You want to do this with content that actually matches your subscribers' buying habit, their turn-ons, and their previous spend behavior. If your conversion rate is high on expensive PPVs, well then you don't need volume. You just need good messaging, the right timing, and a solid system. So let's quickly run through a revenue per subscriber over time. And I'm gonna be honest, this one most people skip out on. But I want you to ask yourself, how much is each one of my subscribers spending over a length of time? Are they spending the longer that they stay? And is my chat team building towards bigger buys or just chasing small talk? So let's say that somebody comes in on a free trial and they spend $10 on their first day. But what if they end up spending $140 by day 10? Well, now that's something that we really care about. Let's say if another sub comes into somebody's account and they're getting blasted with low quality messages and they end up leaving after 2 days, but they only spent $6 total, well, that's not winning. Your chatting ratio might have looked good, but what did you really make? So high value subscribers don't always talk, but what they do is when you message, they will buy. So we also take a look at a few other indicators to really paint a full picture on our chatting success. We ask ourselves, are our chatters testing out multiple angles or scripts? Are they tagging subscribers by behavior or interest? Are they working renewals or offering bundled deals? And are our customers being pitched at the right time? Now, paying attention to these doesn't just show us that our team is busy, but it shows us that there is a strategy behind the messages that they're sending, because anybody can send a message, but selling selling? Now that takes true intention. All right, so if it wasn't clear, I'm saying it again. The chatting ratio is just one of those numbers that looks good on a spreadsheet. It doesn't pay your bills. Remember, what actually matters is how much you're making per message, how your PPVs are performing, and whether your subscribers are spending more over a length of time. So if you're a creator, please stop obsessing over the reply amounts. And if you're managing a team, stop pushing message volume. If you're the one in the DMs, focus on results, not ratios. Because you're not in the message counting business, you're in the money making business. And if you want more breakdowns like this that actually help you with your success, follow the Bunny Agency and we'll keep giving you strategies that actually work.